Hi, I'm Mike Hamilton. I'm at Lithia Toyota Reading, and behind me I'm going to play a game here. So people now are starting to get more and more into the electric cars, and customers are coming in now that are not familiar with electrics and having issues of learning a new technology. Even for me, dealing with cars on a daily basis, some of these are quite confusing, especially the Tesla. The Tesla is of course, got a loud truck, but the Model 3 Tesla there, performance. Anyways, Tesla seem to be the higher techie, geeky, nerdy type of vehicle. So, anyways, what I have behind me is a 2021 Tesla Model 3 Performance. The next vehicle is a 2020 Volkswagen ID.4. It's a brand new crossover SUV, and Toyota doesn't make a full electric. They are. It's going to be called a BZ4X, and hopefully out to sometime this year. But this is the best I could do. Is this? That's a Prius Prime, so it's partial electric, where you can run up to 20 to 25 miles on electric before it goes into gas. Let's see how easy it is to get in these vehicles, operate them, start them, and put them in drive. I'll be right back. Before I go up to the cars, let's just go ahead and take a look at the three models that I have lined up here for the experiment here of like how to operate one of these vehicles. This is definitely going to be the toughest one for me, as I've sold a couple of these, but I don't have very much experience dealing with a Model 3 or any type of Tesla. I sold a Model S and a Model 3 before. It's been a few months since that Model 3, and that Model S was over a year ago. Now, I just moved this ID4, and I figured it out quite quickly. So this is supposed to be touted as the crossover electric vehicle for the buyer coming from a gas vehicle to a all-electric vehicle. This is the one that's supposed to be the easy car to integrate yourself into the new electric age of vehicles. And then the best I could do for Toyota is a Prius Prime. We also make a RAV4 Prime, which is a partial electric. It goes up to 42 miles. Again, a vehicle known as a BZ4X is going to be the first of many of Toyota's electrics in the future, and the BZ stands for Beyond Zero. And anyways, it's a crossover. Matter of fact, like from the pictures, it looks very similar to this Volkswagen from what I've seen. So let's go up to this Tesla and take a look at it real quick. So I'm going to walk up to it, and I'm just looking at the handles are in the door. I'm like, well, how do I open this up? There's nothing in here. Oh, by the way, this is your card. This is your key. It's a card. So it's telling you kind of what to do and stuff. It's showing you there's a bunch of cameras on this car. And they could be recording all the time for safety features and all that. But it's telling you unlock, basically off this picture here. So if I take it up to what is showing me is this camera next to the door. It's supposed to unlock it. So anyways, do I put it on there? Oh, there we go. So if I put it all the way on there, it opened up those doors up. So why is it not open the handle? So give me a second here. See, it's not. See, even now I haven't done it in so long, and why is the handle not coming out? So, oh, there it is, because I got to push it this way. So, see, I haven't been in one of these in a while. And then you come into the car, and you're like, all right, what do I do now? So you have no gauges on here. Everything on here is from that screen there. So, the last one I did, you have to put this card down here. So that's supposed to turn it on. So let me see this here. Is it on? So where do I turn this on at? And I'm not seeing anything to power up here. Let me set this down. Wants me to put my seatbelt on. Alright. And then it has a drive. These things have a similar drive shifter as like a BMW does. So if I push down, All right, let me, is it gonna, oh yeah, so here I go, I'm going. Okay, so it is going, but again, everything works off of these, works off of this screen here, so you got to learn all this infotainment, everything in here, and even me selling cars on a daily basis, this is kind of how it's kind of tricky in this vehicle. And then parking in here is pushing the button, so I am familiar with that because BMW, Mercedes-Benz has kind of some of the similar features to that. All right, let's move on to the next car. So there we go. So we're going to turn it. Oh wait, we got to show you how to turn it off because it don't just turn off like any other car too. There is no power button or anything like that. So this car again is basically going to turn off when we do this key thing up here. And again on this thing here. So I put this thing back here. All right, close this thing. I just shut it off. We're going to go ahead and pull out the ID4 key. So this is a very traditional key that looks like a normal key fob. So people are gonna be familiar with this. Unlock, lock, okay, hold the hatch is gonna do the power lift gate. And then also I see proximity type stuff on here too. So down here I have the little notch here. Typically those are like locking. If I put my fingers in there, then it usually opens. And so yes, this came open. Again, I could do it from the key fob. All right, so again in here. And there's a couple cool things about this. Let me set this camera light back down here. Again, we're not dealing with many gauges, but this one does have an infotainment. What's cool about this one here is it actually moves with the car, so it's kind of moves with the steering wheel, and so it's pretty neat how that works. Okay, but starting this up, we have a power button, so that's normal. So I'm turning her on. And then this is what's kind of a bit tricky. We have a shifter that flips back and forth here. So if I'm going to shift it into drive, and then it does this light thing up there. Let me show you that. And then boom, it turns that light on. All right, and then I let go and it goes. The Tesla was not doing that. It wasn't just going right away, but it might have been on the where you have they call one pedal control, and this also has that. So in this infotainment is drive modes on this thing. So you have a sport, a eco, a normal mode. So this is going to be a little bit more tricky again. And let me show you. Let me get it in reverse here and put it back. And I'm going to show you the goofiness of this. You have 4 windows right here, but you only get two window switches because they want to be somewhat techy here. So I got 2 windows. I got 2 windows in the back, but I only got 2 controllers. I'm like, wait a second, where am I going to roll down this window? And then you see this button says rear. So if I touch it, and then it lights up, and now it's going to do the rear window. So they had the lockbox in the front windows because they didn't know how to roll down the back windows. So our lockboxes where we keep the keys at. But I love the interior of this. Look at this thing. This thing's got a clean, nice. Well-appointed, soft-touch interior. It's ultra clean inside. Again, we're stepping up in price. So you have that Tesla's got the dual motors and very expensive. But this one here's got panoramic sunroof. I'm not going to open that all up, but it has all that stuff. So we have this thing for about $40,000. So let's go ahead and go to the Prius next. So I've sold many of these cars in both the Prime and the regular Prius. They all work off the same concept, so it's a very simple concept. We have a normal fob key, just like any fob key. There's an AC hold button. You could keep the AC running low on this to keep the car cooled down, so you get in. It's only like 80 degrees instead of 120, 130 in summer if you got a good charge on your hybrid battery. But we could unlock it, but we also have a proximity key that's as easy as any of the proximity keys. I just got to put my hand on the door. That opens it. If I want to lock it, there's 2 notches down there. I just put my fingers on this notch. That locks it. Let's go ahead and unlock it again. Come into the inside of this. A little different, little space agey, but not too bad. Put our foot on the brake, push the power button. A little trickier thing is this toggle here. It's like, what is this? So it's like a neutral toggle. It stays in the center. So it has 3 different things here. So this is your drive, your reverse, and then brake mode is for recharging your hybrid battery like when you're going downhill. It's kind of like a electric Jake brake for a Prius. So Anyways, we have controls from this steering wheel here that control all these different things up here. Very simple to learn, intuitive, not very crazy. You got hard buttons for AC controls, very self-explanatory there. So very simple stuff when everything in those other two cars is in that infotainment. You got to dig around, figure it all out. Where this thing has real buttons still, and people do like physical buttons, including myself. But just to put it in drive, it's a very simple thing here. So it's pulling over and then down, and then that puts you in drive. And then it has a manual e-brake on this one here, and then it will just going to go forward if I want to go in reverse. And there's no doubt when you're in reverse because it's going to have a backup siren. And then we got reverse with a backup camera, and that's beeping at me. So very simple. And you're like, wait, how do I park this thing? So all you got to do is push the P button there, and that parks the vehicle. And then again, turning it off is simple as just pushing the power button, turn it on. So again, coming over from the one of these vehicles, this is definitely probably the simplest to figure out because it has much more similarity to a normal car, a gas car than an electric car does. Again, I'm Mike Hamilton at Lithia Toyota. I hope this is a pretty quick example of 3 electric vehicles and how hard or how simple they could be. You can see I struggled with the Tesla because of the inexperience I have with a Tesla. Also, Elon Musk wanted to make a Tesla very geeky and high tech. So everything works off that big infotainment screen. And also price-wise, you can see this one is quite a bit more than the other models here. So definitely it's going to cost you a lot more money to be in a Tesla. They are coming down in price. And then this ID.4, again, this is I think a pretty reasonable vehicle for what you're getting. It's pretty new. I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I did watch a couple videos on YouTube, and you know, they're trying to make it a little techy, but not so much that like it's so alien and foreign to you that you just don't understand it without a lot of training to figure out how to drive this thing. And then I think the Prius is kind of the best of both worlds. The amount of extra money you have to spend on those electrics to get your money back. Versus, say, like an LE Prius, and they also LE Prius Prime, not the regular Prius, but the LE Prius Prime in California has thousands of dollars in tax credits. Both they're still federal and state tax credits. Each state and region has different credits available. And you also got to pay enough taxes in to get some of these tax credits back. But again, learning the electrics and adopting, going to the electric age, which there is going to be no choice. That's the way cars are going to go in 10, 15 years, and we're going to be driving mostly electrics, if not all electrics. So, but this is to show you how easy it is really to operate a Prius versus operating that Tesla. And then right in the middle is basically where that Volkswagen is trying to say what it is. It's like the crossover. I think it is. I figured it out very quickly without any coaching or training or watching YouTube to do that. So that was something that and I actually like the interior in that. It looks kind of upgraded. It looks nice. It's something I could see myself driving in the future if I needed a little SUV in all electric. That's going to save me 100% of the gas prices that are nearly pushing $4.50, $5 a gallon here in California. So anyways, thank you again for watching my video. We'll see you next time.